Hi again. This is the second episode of the interview series from Business English Pod, and I use these Business English Pod notes. And we've in the previous episode we've talked about many things. For example, how we should opening questions. The icebreakers that it doesn't relevant to the main issue that is interview, and how we should clarify ourselves, how we can summarize what we have mentioned, and how to speak, for example, and many other things. In this episode, we're going to talk about other issues that we haven't included, that isn't included in the previous episode, and I hope it might be helpful for you. And okay, so let's dive into it. If we wanted to, for example, say or state the cause of something, how we should say that, here are the ways. This problem basically revolved around the issue of timing. Was it too soon or too late to lower the price, for example? Or after careful analysis, we had identified the root cause as being a minute flaw in one of the tools. In the end, the problem went back to how we managed the relationship with new customers. Here, just take a consider of some verbs or some phrases that's used there. For example, the problem went back to, go back to. This is the phrase, and this phrasal verb might be used more regularly when we wanted to state some causes, say some statements about the cause of something. Or, for example, the third one, in the end, sorry, I've just read it, the fourth one. In the final analysis, the issue turned on high turnover rate in the sales department. So the issue turned on. The problem went back to, or we identified the root cause as being, here we know we don't have, for example, any phrasal verb. Or the problem revolved around. All these phrasal verbs revolve around, went back to, or turn on are might be used on mostly used in stating the cause. Okay, so about the word lever, do you know what does it mean? For example, we use lever to, for example, get a rock, get a huge rock from one place to another. So, in some another meaning of the word rock, we can use it as this meaning: the actual advantage that we get. Yes, for example, we've got to leverage its family of lever, the word lever. We've got to leverage the unique competencies we have in this team. I want so see everyone working up to their full potential. Yeah. Here's at Megamart, we leverage our great size to purchase goods at a heavy discount, and then we pass in the saving on to our customers. So here, for example, I leverage from, for example, these, for example, lights, so we can see me more vividly. Okay, so that's the word lever. The next thing is, sometimes maybe in interview or other situation, we want to check whether our audience, or for example, the interviewer, or the one that we are taking interview, for example, if check whether the answer is sufficient or not. Yes, here are the ways that we can figure it out. Does that cover what we are looking for? Yeah. Have I answered your question? Or is that answer sufficient? Or would you like me to go into more detail? Or I'd be happy to give you another example if you like. Many other come to mind. Okay. And the last thing is, it might mostly in interviews might something from the interviewer or the one that is giving an interview say something about salary. So if you are someone that you give interview, keep in mind that you shouldn't specifically mention to a specific amount of salary. I think it's not really professional, and it's really somehow present that the work is not really valuable for you, and it doesn't present a good signal, transmit a good signal to the interviewer and your manager. Yeah. So if you are in a situation that you should, or you must, or you have to talk about the salary that you think is sufficient for you, here a way that you can talk about it. I really need more information about the job before we start to discuss salary. I'd like to postpone that discussion until later. Maybe you could tell me what is budgeted for the position. So you, for example, take the responsibility and take the ball to the interviewer's course. Yeah. And the last thing is the question that you can ask from the interviewer. You want to give more information about the company that you are giving an interview. Here are the ways. For example, how important does upper management consider the function of this position? Or what are the company's strengths and weaknesses compared to its competitors, compared to its competition? I think it might be competitors. Should be right, corrected. How will my leadership responsibilities and performance be measured? By whom? And you can keep in mind these ideas, these items, and ask from them or investigate. And you don't need to ask from them. And could you describe your company's management style and the type of employees who fit well with it? Okay, I hope you enjoy it. And this is the second episode of interview. I hope you enjoy it. See you in the next video.